Spacey Sims, and we are back with more of the Persona 5 visual novel demo. Really excited that this is actually a pretty long demo. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that long when we first played it. And I was like, oh, we got through Akira's sun route. Okay. And then we went through, but like, there's a lot more in the moon route. I mean, so far, at least for Akira, there was. So what we're going to do today, starting now, we're going to do Akechi's moon routes and do all the choices and everything like that. And we'll see where we get. We'll see if that's... Because that had a lot for the sun route. So, yeah, I mean, it was decent. I feel like Akira's is the longest so far, the moon route anyway. But we'll see if Akechi's moon route is as long as his sun route or a little bit or lengthwise of Akira's moon route or whatever. And then we'll do Ryuji. But we'll see if we get through these two in this part. Otherwise, we'll have another one, which is totally okay. Because this is just a little interim game that we're playing between our last one and whatever we're playing next that I still haven't started. So this was a little bit of a buffer for me. Just to, you know. But anyway, let's pick Akechi. My. I would advise you to tread carefully. Okay, we can skip that because... Oh, no, never mind. The same. I must remind you before you proceed. The path you seek will have a variety of things you must beware of. Warning, this route will have triggering contents. Please do not proceed if you don't feel comfortable with any of the things listed in the list coming up after this. Unhealthy relationships, cursing. It's kind of funny because cursing is part of all the other ones, but I get that they put the trigger warning here. And, you know, I appreciate this. So, this is for you. Although, if you did watch us play The Amazing Shinsengumi, this is going to be nothing, because that was fucking a train wreck. And anyway. Unhealthy relationship, cursing, verbal, physical abuse, slight yandere. Slight. We've played extreme ones before. Okay. Bad ending equals 80% death. 80% death? Does that mean a bad ending is 80% chance that you're going to die, or you're only going to be dead 80% of the way? I'm assuming it means 80% chance of the bad endings lead to death, but that's kind of like, that makes you think. But anyway, so there's your trigger warning for all of this. I can't tell you skip ahead to if we get to Ryuji's route if you don't want to watch, just because I don't know if we'll get to it, and editing me is really bad. Like I edit like a machine. I just go in, I do crop my to the beginning and done, and like I'm not like, okay, wait, let me watch. Some people watch everything back. I can't stand listening to the sound of my voice. You're here. I don't know how you do it. Don't leave negative comments. I'm aware my voice is obnoxious, but some people are here because they don't care. And some people enjoy it. You're strange, but I love you anyway. But I certainly don't want to listen to myself for an hour after doing this. I ain't got time for that. So, to me, be like, okay, I'll put up a time where you can skip ahead to Ryuji's route. I will probably forget to do that, so I don't want to make promises that editing me is not going to be able to keep. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what to tell you. Cross your fingers and hope we don't get to Ryuji's route, or like, you can at least skip ahead to when you see the blue room, because then you'll at least know, okay, oh no, we're still going into Akechi. Okay, no, we're in Ryuji. So, you can do that, but here's your warning. We don't normally get that in games, so there you go. By proceeding, you'll be responsible for your own mental health. I hope you heed this warning. Well, we're already fucked up from all the games we play, so this will be nothing, I'm sure. I mean, we'll be okay. We've been through worse. Here's hoping, who knows? Now are you sure this is the path you wish to go on? On second thought, yes. Good. Now you're ready to go. I hope you'll manage to reach the goal you're aiming for. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping we get a bad ending. I wish you full enjoyment and good luck, dear. All right. Oh, and I did realize I listened to the prior one back and the rain is so loud. But again, you saw me go into the config. There is no way um to, aside from voices, which is just Morgana, sound volume didn't do anything. So unfortunately, which you would think the sound volume would do it, but it didn't seem to change. You know what? I'm going to turn it down a little bit and let's see if we get more sound effects if that does. Maybe it just wasn't changing it while we were in the menu, but maybe when we went back in the game it would. It's just I listened and I was like, shit, no, that rain is really loud. So that's the only thing for me. Like, yes, we noticed there are some like typos and grammar kind of things, awkward sentences, but like it's nothing compared to some of the stuff we've dealt with translations. So, yeah. But that's my one feedback for the game is like, well, when you're trying to, well, first of all, it's extremely loud. So even if you adjusted volumes, that is like way loud on its own and you just can't adjust it. So even if you were, I think, playing it on your own, you'd be like, wow, that is loud in my ear. Let me turn it down. And then you can't hear the right. You know what I mean? So being able to adjust that would be nice. Coming from somebody who's recording it, yes, it's the, well, that sound balance with my voice. And then I have to do, but just even just playing the game in general, like, wow, that's loud. Not that I normally mind the sound of loud thunderstorms because I enjoy it, but could use an adjuster for that. But again, maybe this sound one will work. It maybe just didn't work when we were in the menu. I don't know. We'll find out. It's just an ordinary day. And just like any usual day, crowds still terrify you. Oh, okay. And just like any usual day, crowds still terrify you. And being in them too long makes you feel akin to drowning. This game gets me. There's just something about the human presence that makes you nervous, especially knowing that they're all strangers. And in such a bustling city like Tokyo, it's like a nightmare for you. And yet I want to go, but it will be a nightmare. Crowds are terrifying. The only time I have been in like a huge crowd and I've been like, don't even care, was with the first time we went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Christmas. And I'm like you had to get like tickets to be able to get in to just the Wizarding World area. Like you come back at this time, you will get it because like there were so many people and like I hate crowds and you were literally shoulder to shoulder and you were like barely shoving through people. It was a goddamn nightmare. But I was like, I'm at Harry Potter World. I'm so happy. The only reason I wasn't like, but like looking back, it's like, yeah, I was in a delusional state because I was just so happy to be there, but it was a fucking nightmare. But anyway, it's impossible to dodge the crowd when you cross Shibuya intersections, or when you pile into the subway when it's rush hour, or avoid the numerous bright fluorescent screens which are always within your sights. And that's exactly why you chose to hide in a dingy dark alleyway as you try to catch your breath, beside a dirty dumpster and two lounging stray cats picking on a dead bird. As a bird lady, I'm offended. This is the most triggering statement for me right now. Ugh. Though being robbed is a concern in this kind of environment, you have loads of self-defense gadgets on your personnel. Plus, you're pretty sure your wallet is sadly flat at the moment, so you should be able to just chuck that thing as a distraction if you ever needed to. Or you should always have a empty wallet in your purse as a distraction. So when people go, give me your wallet, you take your fake wallet out, chuck it, and then run with your real wallet. Like, fuck you, you're not taking my wallet. You can kill me for it. Because then you're going to go to jail for murder, and I'd rather be dead than have to deal with fucking the identity theft and canceling all my credit cards. And, like, that's a terrible thing to say. That's horrible. But I'm just saying, like, I don't deal with stress and dealing with people and all that shit. So, like, no. I'll curl up in a ball and just give up. I just do not like the stress of the world, okay? I just don't. I just want the world to leave me alone. I just want to sit in my quiet like, leave me alone, curl myself up in my cocoon, don't deal with anything. Don't want to deal with reality. Stop making me. That's why I don't leave my house. Right? Then reality comes into my house and makes my shower leak and loses my packages and like then the mail doesn't get delivered and I'm like, ugh, you know what? Just fuck the universe, okay? Anyway. As you regulate your breathing to ease your anxiety, I feel this run a lot. You crane your neck up toward the bright blue sky and squint. It's just an ordinary day. What should I eat for dinner later? Should I cook or just buy something from Big Bang? Or maybe the beef bowl. Man, my life sure is boring. I pray for boring because excitement means bad things in my life, so. Out there, people my age are doing amazing things. And what do I do? I'm in a deserted alley trying to ease my stupid anxiety with a bird carcass just a few feet away.
Yeah, but my bird carcass is so cute. You're not a carcass. You're adorable. You kind of act like a carcass right now, but that's because you're just napping. You're being lazy. Yeah.
This game is just my life. Except for not exciting. Kind of thankfully. It's supposed to be just an ordinary day. Ooh, what was that? You catch something out of the corner of your eyes. A reflection or glare of some sort. There's something fuzzy floating on the air, deeper towards the alley. The fuzzy blackness is moving, and it gets clearer and clearer before it becomes solid. And instead of an unidentified black form, you find yourself staring at the back of a human being. Or at least, what took the form of a human being. It certainly just kind of appeared out of thin air, and you could have sworn you saw a different outfit and even some kind of helmet covering his head. But those just sort of disappeared right after you blinked. So, okay, that's what I was just wondering. You see a person, I was like, is he coming out of the metaverse? Like, and it's kind of interesting that I kind of appreciate that they did this. You know what I mean? Like Akechi's route being like, it's dark and disturbing, and there's gonna be some bad shit happening. Because, okay, here, I mean, spoiler for Persona 5, but you knew this if you weren't. Akechi is not like, I mean, maybe he redeems himself kind of at the end, and you might still like his character anyway, but he's not a good guy. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, you fall in love with the villains a lot. A lot. And you're like, no, I mean, they're stabby, but it's fine. Stab me harder, Saint Germain. Like, you know what I'm just saying? But like, you know, but you have to admit, like, okay, well, I mean, I don't care that he's evil, but, you know, he can't be super adorable and fluffy as much as he pretends to be, you know, because he's not that kind of character. So I like that they didn't go like, well, no, we're going to just like actually make him nice and like maybe you'll be able to change him. It's like, no, he's probably going to stab you. I expect that. These annoying, filthy scum are starting to piss me off. I probably should leave quietly, right? We're going to trip on something. Before you can even take a step, however, the cat which had leapt on the dumpster meows, and the stranger's head whipped towards your direction. The two of you freeze in your places. Yeah. Stay silent. We're always going to go with the top choices. When did you get there? You know immediately by his tone that it's not a question, and he's not taking any negotiations or any sort of sugar-coated words from you. Since the beginning. The stranger sucks in a sharp inhale and groans. I just have to have the lowest darn luck today, huh? Look, I don't want any trouble. I don't either. So this is simple. Yeah, we can just talk about the... Oh! You nearly scream out loud when the male, or entity, whatever, do teleporting aliens have genders? Pulls out a gun and points it at you. I just love how the fact, because this is exactly probably what my brain would be doing. Does he have a jet? He looks like a, but I mean, I'm sure he's just an alien because he just came out of nowhere, right? Oh my god, we're gonna die. Thankfully you didn't, because he looks like he won't hesitate to pull the trigger. We might end up dead. I'll just drag you into that world and shoot a bullet through your skull. What? That world? Shoot? Bullet? Wait, that's a real gun? Don't yell and keep your hands up. You can drop dead here or there. I'm not that picky. Wait, please, Now! Silently obey. Trembling, you oblige with his demands. Swiftly, he crosses over the distance that separates the two of you. Gunpoint still aimed to your head. It's kind of funny how in the sun path, you just happen to meet him casually in LeBlanc. You're like, oh, hey, hi, what's up? Oh, that's the detective princess, right? Wow. And now he's going to murder you. Huh. Vastly different paths, and I appreciate it. I appreciate that because you're a personality that you pick, the sun or the moon, means it's a totally different situation. It's basically the same, but maybe the things you say might be different, and maybe some lines aren't different. Because I'm not like, when you play a bunch of routes, like let's say you played Akira's route and the sun route was almost identical to the moon, but maybe he wasn't as like, oh hey, I'm just messing with you. He's just maybe a little bit sweeter and nicer. You know what I mean? It I'm yeah, there's going to be subtle differences and maybe the lines are going to be different, but there's going to be like after you play one, unless you play it directly after, depending how long the route is. Let's say it only takes like 3 hours to play a route. Okay, you might be like, wait, he said something a little different the last time. But if you do all the sun routes and then you do them, you're going to forget, and you're not going to notice those subtle differences as clearly. The fact that it's drastically different, that's better to me, you know what I mean? Because the sun and the moon, personality-wise, you'd be drastically different. You're not like, little bit. Your personality's totally different. So it's a totally different world that you're living in. You're nice and sunny and happy, or you're a little fucking sarcastic. You know? Anyway. Okay, trembling you oblige with his demands. Swiftly he crosses over the distance that separates the two of you, gunpoint still aimed at your head. As he steps closer to your direction, you can see his features clearer. Firstly, the gun certainly looks real up close, and it feels cold against your head. Secondly, they're certainly human, but that doesn't explain how did he manage to appear out of thin air like that. Wait, his face looks familiar. And his voice, even though the tone is different, yeah, because he's angry, feels like I've seen him on some display screens. I've seen you on TV. And? Is that supposed to be a threat? No, He grabs your bag and rummages through it. A few contents fall out from the portable storage. You stare at the pen slash taser on the ground for a few seconds. I have to bend down and pick it up. We're gonna tase him? Nice. It's risky, but it could work, right? Hey. Yes? Hand over your phone. Huh? Don't do anything stupid unless you want to hasten your demise. I'm watching you. There's nothing you can do. He's watching you like a crow. I'm proud of you. Because if you didn't know, that's his code name. You did that on purpose, and I appreciate it greatly. Anyway, he's watching you like a crow. I kind of wish they had capitalized it. Because, like, maybe if you had never played Persona 5 or whatever, you'd be like, why is it capitalized? But those people who have played it or watch people play it are like, I see what you did there. Yeah. Maybe because you didn't capitalize it, it's better. But at the same time, I don't know. Either way, just the fact that it's there. He's watching you like a crow, eyeing a poor mouse. You can only watch as he turns your phone off and slips it into his pocket. I almost feel like now we need to go back and our codename should be Mouse. He's like a crow watching a mouse. Oh my god. Walk deeper into the alley. Why? Shut up and do it. Your throat clogs. The stress and anxiety weigh too much. You want to cry. What did I do to deserve this happening to me? We picked a Ketchi's route in the moon persona. I don't want to die. The gun digs even more into your skin, and you're sure you'll never, for your whole life, forget how the barrel feels like. What the barrel feels like, okay. Or how the barrel feels, okay. That is, if you can get out of this alive at all. Think, Spacey, think! What can I do? I can't screw this up. We're always going with the top choice, so we might screw it up. The brunette lets out a mocking laugh. Wait, I can be useful! Useful? A nobody like you? If you were truly a useful person, you wouldn't be here hanging around shady alleyways. No, I get anxious in crowds. I needed to calm down. Look, I don't care about your sob story. Maybe it's the adrenaline kicking in, or maybe you're somehow performing better under the pressure of your impending death, but you can feel the gears in your brain starting to turn. Think. I know I've seen him before. I know he's a celebrity. Was it a talk show? I think it was a talk show. What can I offer someone like that? Hey, you're a celebrity, right? So, I've seen you on TV. As you can tell, I'm not giving autographs at the moment. I'm not! You're grasping at straws, and he knows. Assuming he was indeed human, the stranger should be around your age, and yet he's watching calmly as you fumble and try to save your life. You must have fangirls and paparazzi coming after you constantly, right? Your point. I can help you with them, maybe? You can see something in his eyes, and you don't know what it is, but it convinces you to keep pushing on. Interesting. Oh, and just how are you able to help with those pesky flies? You can, use me as a shield, maybe? He has had enough of our bullshit. I mean, you know Japanese people, if you're hanging out with friends or family, we usually will respect the distance? Like, I mean, a celebrity's life should be tough sometimes, and I just thought... Enough. You. What's your name? I can't afford to let my guard down. What school and what year? Shujin? Second year? I think it's interesting. We go to Shujin in this route. Cool. It baffles me that we're the same age. Fine. Humor me. Why shouldn't I kill you right now? It's easier for me to have you dead. You're reminded of how the cats played with the dead mouse before ripping apart its flesh with their sharp teeth. Okay, I get why you had that, and it ties nicely, but still, stop with the bird. That's the most traumatizing part for me. Go ahead and shoot me, Akechi, but like the dead bird thing bothers me. Perhaps this is all just fun and games to him. Whoever this guy is, maybe this is how he blows off his steam from the stressful celebrity work he has. You don't think he'll ever understand. I just have to offer him something he might value and hope he'll let me off. If you kill me, you'll have to do cover-ups and stuff, right? So isn't it better to gain a pawn you can use? Did you just call yourself a pawn? Yes? You don't play chess, do you? Not really. Of course not. The dark red eyes observe you carefully and you glance at the gun and worry. I just meant maybe I could, run errands for you and stuff? And I swear I won't tell anyone what happened today. It's not like I have anyone to tell anyway. You could tell the police. Oh yeah, good point. I forgot about them. I won't, if you keep me alive. Even if you snitch on me, I assure you, they're not going to do anything about it. They won't? He raises his eyebrows, waiting. You gulp and chew on your dry bottom lip, not even noticing the taste of blood. I should say something. Oh, what do you mean? The brunette sighs disdainfully. It means you've failed to convince me that you're useful. I sure hope no one's waiting for you back home. Did we just get ourselves killed, first rhyme? Oh yeah, we did. We got ourselves killed. Cool! Awesome! Well, this is unfortunate. Seems you failed your conquest. Your life has perished. How tragic. Perhaps you should have thought about the consequences of your decisions more carefully. Yeah, but then I wouldn't remember what I chose, and it'd be like, whatever. That's really too bad. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you! Oops. I hit config instead. Well, I wish you luck for your next journey. I'll be waiting here for you, as always. Okay. Awesome. Akechi? Are you sure? Yep. Good. I don't think so. I'm sorry? When did you get there? You know immediately by his tone, it's not a question. Okay, that's fine. When did you get there? I didn't see anything! I didn't see anything! But in the case I did, I don't understand what I was seeing or hearing, so... I just had... Okay, and he says the same thing. Okay. Trembling, you oblige with his demands. Swiftly, he crosses over the distance that separates the two of you, gunpoint still aimed at your head. Okay. Who are you? Are you stupid? I'm pointing a gun right to your head. Do you think I'd tell you who I was? And what would that serve if you'll be dead in the next 10 seconds? He grabs your bag and rummages through it. Okay. What can I do? I can't screw this up. Don't say anything. I can't think of anything to say. I think we're gonna die. I'm not even gonna beg for your life. Pathetic. At least those idiots in the cognitive world tried to beg for their life. Well, whatever. It's not like one more dead body will be of any danger to me. You sure are lucky. Your death will be mostly painless. I sure hope no one's waiting for you back home. I think I died again. I'm pretty sure we have to negotiate with him, but, like, we wanted to choose the other option. So now we've chosen all the bottom ones. Wow. I think it's, like, bad endings. 80% of his bad endings are, like, you're gonna die. This is kind of great. Yes, I'm sure. This is a challenge, and we're up for it. Okay, stay silent. Okay. Since the beginning? Okay. I've seen you on TV, haven't I? Wait, I can be useful! Okay. I can't afford to let my guard down. Don't say anything. If I give out my name, it means I'm fully surrendering, right? Is he gonna terrorize me forever? Are you deaf? Or have you finally realized what kind of situation you're in? Whatever. I don't need someone like you to weigh me down anyway. Oh my god, wow. We get shot again. Okay. Wow! His route's great. It's all bad endings. Shit, yo. Okay, his is really, really, like, you gotta pick the right things. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so we have to tell him our name. Stay silent. I didn't see anything. Okay, whatever, buddy. I've seen you on TV. I can be useful. Tell him your name. Okay, here we go. I think I want to save this right here. Because so we don't have to keep going back to the beginning. This is the point where things diverge. So what do you mean? Okay. What did he say before? He raised his eyebrows. Okay, hold on. Even if you snitch on me, you're not gonna... Okay. You have the police force under your thumb? An interesting deduction. Though I suppose it's only half correct. You know what? My mood has certainly improved, and you might have some uses for me. I'll give you a chance. Wait, what? Seriously? Really? Thank... But remember, if you try to run away or prove to be a liability, I won't hesitate to pull this trigger. Right, I understand. The cold metal withdraws and you exhale shakily in relief. Sorry, I had to adjust myself. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So, a shield, a gopher, and an assistant, If I didn't know any better, I would have thought you were dying to get my attention. Ugh. I said them all in a desperate attempt to stay alive, but... I'll do my best. You better, if you don't want to lose that precious life you hold dear. Earlier, how did you Rule number 1 if you don't want your brains to get blown out. Don't ask questions if it doesn't concern the tasks I give you. Well, okay. I guess how he managed to do that teleportation thingy will forever be a mystery to me. Wait, tasks? Like, you won't ask me to kill people, right? Someone like you will break into tears from just holding a gun in their hand. I like efficiency, but I'm not stupid enough to assign tasks to people that won't be able to do it right. Although, if you did piss me off, I'll consider that method. So, can I get my stuff back now? Your bag? Sure. You snatch your bag from the ground and gather your scattered belongings, noting to wash them as soon as you get home. When you look up, you see him waiting with your phone. Unlock it. Yeah, okay. Cold sweat pours down your back as he borrowed your phone to do whatever it is that he wants to do. You want to protest badly, but you don't want to have that gun pointed toward you again. All right, here. Thank you? You stare at the screen in confusion before it clicks. New contact added. Akechi Goro. Akechi Goro. You've seen him briefly before in a talk show and on some advertisements, but he didn't seem like the same person as the one standing before you. Rule number 2. When I call you, drop whatever it is you're doing and get to the specified location as fast as possible. Okay, but if I'm in class or work... Did I not make myself clear? You did. You said to drop whatever it is, but my obligations... What if I get expelled? Not my problem. You can figure it out yourself. What did I just get myself into? Rule number 3. Don't question my actions. I don't have the time nor obligation to explain it to someone like you. Okay. And take these. Okay. Don't lose it. It takes you some time to identify what the items are that he had deposited into your hands. One's a business card signed with an elegant penmanship, and the other a formal-looking pass of some sort. What are these for? Tell me, are you brain dead? The way you're talking to me is starting to make me think that I am. No? One of his eyes twitches in irritation. What was that last rule I said? Don't question my actions? Oh. Sorry, I'll keep them well. The 20th century tech-dependent kid that you are, you hear a vibration in the air and reflexively glance down at your phone. No notifications. Looking up, you see that the other person you were with seems to have had the same reflex, as he's now glaring at his phone, typing something if you had to deduce from the movements of his fingers. He suddenly looks up to catch you staring and you flinch in shock. Blood-red eyes narrow before he steps closer to your side. Though he's not shouting at you, the underlying growl in his tone pricks your skin and sends ice down your veins. It'll do you well to remember, it's very easy for me to dispose of you. After all, I have many hidden cards on the table while you do not. And the cards I have, believe me when I say you can't even fathom what they are. Your newest friend glances down to his phone as it vibrates in his hand again, sighs, and gives you one last scrutinizing look before a smile that doesn't look genuine at all graces his lips. I'm looking forward to working with you. His footsteps fade slowly as he walks toward an even smaller alley, to who knows where. It's only when you can't hear him anymore that you slump to the ground, body trembling as you try to piece together what just happened for the last 5 to 10 minutes. Last 30 minutes, because we had to do this a couple times. It was supposed to be just an ordinary day. That was it. Okay, so his is really short. Okay. So let's go here. You have the connections. Okay. Oh, you're not as stupid as I thought. Interesting. You know what? My mood has certainly improved. Okay. So then we'd set okay, I'll try to change the top. Earlier, how did you Rule number 1. Okay. I understand. Good. So, can I get my stuff back now? I'll keep them well. Huh. I see you're starting to adapt already. Wonderful. Even though he's smiling, you can hear the mocking tone in his voice that sounded pleasant at the surface level. Okay, so here we go. Phone. And there you go. That was basically it. That was all of... We did all of the options for his route. So... Alright, so... Akira's definitely had the most to it. I mean, he is pro-tag, so that explains, like, he basically had an hour with all the different choices, and Akechi only had a short time. But it's definitely intriguing, because, first of all, I'm gonna guess, like, all the other things that they bring up, like, are for the route itself, because this is just the beginning, you know what I mean? I mean, we certainly did die, like, 3 times. We managed to get the good ending. His route's really easy to die in, so that's going to be fun. But anyway, yeah, this might be the last part of this because we have time to choose Ryuji now. Oh my god. How am I going to fucking do Ryuji's voice? Oh, good lord, anyway. Ah, the chariot. You're in for a great ride, my friend. Wow, phrasing game. Now, are you sure this is the path you wish to go on? Sure. Good, good. Now you're ready to go. I hope you manage to reach the goal you're aiming for. I wish you full enjoyment and good luck, dear. Cool. You know what's weird is like Akechi's was confusing to me because there was like a -1 and I was like, wait, what is happening here? Why do you feel so ridiculous studying at a cafe? It's not that abnormal, but you feel weirdly self-conscious. Well, you guess the tension will keep you awake. It hasn't been exactly easy to keep your eyes open lately. You consider yourself a studious person, but this course and its instructor were known for their dry content. You've been awoken by the librarian telling you it's time to go home more than once. Whether it was embarrassment or the admittedly slim chance that a change of scenery would help you, you found a cafe that seemed to have a slow trickle of customers and a relaxing atmosphere. Man, I really wish we had the Yusuke route. You okay there, kid? You look pretty out of it. The shock of being directly addressed shook you out of your reverie. Oh, yes, I'm fine. I just get lost in my own head sometimes. Can I get a refill on this coffee, please? You need liquid assistance to fight this losing war against your textbook. One refill coming up. You need anything else, just ask. He refills your coffee and leaves you be, which you're glad for. At least you can maintain some semblance of focus. Or so you think. You blink once, blink again, longer this time. Oh no. Can't keep your eyes open. Hey, you okay? Wake up. I'm gonna touch you now, sorry. You feel some cursory nudging on your arm before someone begins to gently shake your shoulder. Without thinking, you naturally hum a raspy response. 5 more minutes, please. Hearing someone's tired voice is kinda... The implication makes you jerk up with sudden vigor. You stare at the stranger suspiciously. His bleach blonde hair and crumpled uniform only further raise your hackles. Who knew this place had delinquent patrons? They also have a delinquent that kind of works here and kind of lives here, so... Who are you? Hey, I'm harmless! I mean, I'm Ryuji. Nice to meet you and all that. You really shouldn't sleep in a public place, though. You calm down a bit, catching on to his affable nature. Thanks for waking me up, but I should probably get back to it. It's funny, because I feel like Ryuji, personality-wise, would definitely be more like your happy-go-lucky sun self. You're like... And it's funny, because, like, An and Yusuke are only going to be moon routes. I feel like Ryuji should have kind of only been the sun route. Because I just feel like I could see, like, you're the moon, you're a little... Yes, we want to go for artsy, moody weirdo over there who's just, like, in love with lobsters. I have a lobster onesie, Yusuke. I'm just saying. You and I are made for each other here. And, like, Ryuji's just so much more upbeat that you're like, you definitely need someone a little more upbeat. I mean, An I could see being both, but... It just makes me sad because I want more Yusuke. All the Yusuke, the better, but... Anyway. Thanks for waking me up, but, oh, thanks. For waking me up, but, I should probably get back to it. You put your books in front of your face as a makeshift shield, feeling a bit awkward and not so subtly hinting that he should go away. You hear some rustling and suddenly your view of the page is blocked by a generic brand protein bar. Feeling tired, right? I don't know if I should. It's no big thing. I gotta carry these around to keep my energy up during my after-school club, so I got a bunch. Here. You wait a beat before hesitantly taking the protein bar, holding back a comment about how it might be rude to eat your own snacks at a cafe. Eat the suspicious guy's food! Looking into those expectant puppy dog eyes, you feel the urge to open the protein bar now. You take a bite. It's not bad. A little grainy, but it's flavored like a brownie. Thanks for this. It's no problem. I'll get curry later or something. Taking advantage of your distraction from your studies, Ryuji seems to see your placid chewing as an invitation for a chat. You go to Shujin, right? We're not in any of the same classes or anything. We're not in the same... Okay. We're not in the same classes or anything, but I've seen you around before. You're pretty quiet, huh? I almost didn't recognize you until the book was in your face. You shift in discomfort as you wonder if he's teasing you. It's not the first time you've heard comments about your head always being buried in a book. I think it's kind of interesting that in Akira's we went to a different school. But in these ones we go to Shujin. I kind of like that it's slightly different. Like you, depending on the route you pick, is a very different kind of personality-wise. You might be similar, but your life is definitely different. I mean, obviously the route is going to make your life different, but it's not like, oh, we always go to Shujin and we're always like this. So, sass him. I don't think I'm that quiet, but I do hear your voice across the courtyard often. Maybe your sense of volume is skewed. Believe it or not, you ain't the first one to say that. I'm waiting for a friend. Mind if I chill until he gets here? You nod your assent, because at this point you feel like a jerk if you said anything else. But you don't really mind him sitting there too much. Probably. Seems kind of lonely sitting on your own all the time. You can always hang with me if you want. Can't say it'd be good for your reputation, though. I'm not always alone. I have friends. A few, anyway. Okay, maybe only a couple. Or one. I'm not good at talking to people I don't already know. Come on, we're talking right now. Can never have too many friends, you know? You simply hum as you look back at your books, clamming up again. Okay, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, Ryuji's not my... I don't dislike Ryuji. He is a great character. Everyone in Persona 5 is actually a great character. You know? But it is actually kind of funny, because you're doing this and you're like, you know what, you're a lot more charming when you're playing, like, a possibly romancy visual novel. like, you watch Persona 5 and you're not like, I'd date Ryuji. You're like, Ryuji would be a great friend. But now you're like, you know what, I don't mind this at all. Like, you're kind of oddly, irritatingly charming. It's weird. I just really needed, like, a P5 Otome in my life. Okay, so, You simply hum as you look back at your books, clamming up again. You seem really focused on studying. Like, too focused. You sure you're getting enough sleep? You seemed pretty beat earlier. This guy's pretty impertinent to be giving input on a stranger's lifestyle. I am. I guess when I focus for a long time it gets to me. Especially when the subject is this dry. It's like all my energy gets drained after a few hours lately. Shit, hours? I mean... You send him a warning look. So it's a matter of stamina, yeah? That's something I can help with. Wanna come outside with me? He gets excited by his own idea and reaches out for you, which makes you quickly jerk out of his reach. Sorry, it's kind of creepy when some guy tries to grab you, right? Sometimes I get too caught up. I just wanted to show you some stretches. Stretches? Yeah, whenever I need to work up motivation or prepare for something, I'll just do stretches. Helps me feel like myself, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I wouldn't mind trying it out, I guess, but outside of a cafe seems a little... We can't exactly do it here, though. Want to go upstairs with me? Your eyes narrow as you open your mouth. No sound coming out. Is he some sort of wannabe Casanova after all? Wait a sec. I didn't mean... Come on, don't look at me that way. My friend has a room upstairs. It's complicated, but I don't think he'd mind if we went up there. Don't trust him. No offense, but I don't want to go to a private place with a guy I don't even know. I wouldn't do anything bad. Man's honor. A man's honor is quite nebulous according to history. Okay. Just one sec. He leaves for a moment by running into the kitchen, and you think you've scared him off. Though after a moment you see him heading to your table again, hands in his pockets. Here. He hands you a paring knife, handle first, as casually as handing you a baton. What? How do you have that? I know the owner, it's no big deal. Come on, take it. You hesitantly grab the handle. Just so you know, I've taken self-defense courses. A lot of them. It's funnier if you think about, if you read this as your character. Like this, oh, a guy's grabbing you. Okay, yeah, as a girl, totally. It's funnier if you read this as your character as a guy. I take a lot of self-defense courses, man, don't even. It's just a funny interaction. You're like, it's a little awkward. It's kind of... His friend's room is simple but neat. All bare essentials besides a workbench in the corner. You guess he likes crafting. Your eyes turn back to Ryuji as you realize you probably shouldn't snoop around the room of a guy you haven't even met. But his open smile said he didn't think anything of it. Alright, we got some good room to move around here, so why don't we start with something simple? You probably know what a toe touch is, right? You can hypothesize the form from the name alone. You lean down to touch your toes with some effort. That's it, but you gotta keep your back as straight as you can. He lays his hand on your back with a slight push to straighten it out. Can't help but blush at the warm touch, not exactly used to physical contact with others. Before you can get too embarrassed, he seems to approve of your form, and you move on to the next stretch, and then the next. After a bit, you notice all the stretches focus mainly on your legs. I love the P5 music in the background. Are you a runner? Sorta? I used to be anyway. Now I mostly do it for fun. It's weirdly freeing. Like you don't gotta think about anything and the wind kinda makes it feel like you're flying. But, that probably sounds cheesy. Yeah, but it also sounds nice. I've never been the most athletic person, but I can see the appeal in forgetting about everything for a while. Sometimes I think I'd like to have the power to just run away from all my problems. You should come running with me! When you got a runner's high, it's like you feel all warm and fuzzy and nothing can stop you. I like how it says this in his line. He coughs for a second before composing himself. He doesn't actually say that, but... Anyway, this next one I have to touch your leg. Is that okay? No, he was blushing. Wait. You stutter out an affirmation, not knowing what you were in for. Alright, so you gotta lay down on your back. I'm not being creepy, I swear. Stop looking at me all suspicious-like. He laid down, but with a stare that said, I'm watching you. He timidly wrapped his hands around your leg and slowly pushed it up toward your body. This is a hamstring stretch, see? Totally normal. It is, technically, totally normal. However, being on your back with his face over you is making you more aware of him than ever. Somehow it wasn't in a bad way, though. He was surprisingly good-looking once you really examined him. Am I interrupting something? Ugh! Ryuji quickly jumps away from you in a manner that makes the situation seem more suspicious than it is. No, please, don't stop on my account. Wow. I didn't know we were going to get that kind of a route. Are we getting the three-way route? Okay. Although I would prefer if it was Akira and Yusuke, but, like, sure. Akira, we were just stretching. It wasn't anything weird. I know I've been here for a few minutes. I just hurt you didn't notice me. You can't help but feel embarrassed as well under the searching gaze of this new arrival and want to get out of here ASAP. I should be getting home. Oh, let me walk you out. You're unsure whether he asked an attempt at gentlemanly behavior or to get away from his judgmental friend, and nonetheless you accept. This is so cute. Oh yeah, I should probably give this back. You bashfully put the knife out handle first as he had for you before. Ryuji laughs slightly and grabs the knife back. I'd say keep it, but I probably have to give this back. If we hang out again, you have to bring your own knife. But for real, it's kind of hard to tell what you're thinking, and I don't really know you. It might be stupid, but I'd like to be seen as someone trustworthy. You hum, whether an affirmation or not, even you're not sure. It's hard to stay on guard around this guy somehow. Agree to meet again. So, I'll see you at school, maybe? Okay, it's a roundabout way of asking, but you asked. For sure! I'll come talk to you until you're begging me to go away. As you walk away, you can't help but smile as he enthusiastically waves goodbye while his friend peeks out the door and says something that makes his ears turn red. Even if he does bug you when you're reading, you don't think you'll really mind. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Ryuji's is really fucking cute. I love it. I really do. He's adorable. Yes, I'm sure. Good. Okay. Just put it away. You feel a little too aware of his watchful eyes as you slip the mysterious treat into your backpack. Yeah, that's not happening. Thanks. Well, I better... You look back to your book before being interrupted again. Okay. Say nothing. You stare at him silently, half irritated and half not sure what to say. So, when are you always reading that's such a big deal? Just boring stuff, school stuff, and... Oh. Save, hold on a second. Let's go here. Okay. I don't want to say. Can't be that weird, can it? No, it's just embarrassing to talk about when I'm reading... Oh. No, it's just embarrassing to talk about what I'm reading. I don't know, it feels personal. I don't get it, but I won't harass you over it or nothing. It's no big deal, can we just move on? I know you're reading, but would you mind if I sit here? I'm waiting on my friend to get here and I want to keep talking to you. You nod your assent, because at this point you feel like a jerk. Okay. Let's go here. Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what we can just do, seriously? I don't know why I didn't do this. Okay, we read adventure. Stuff that's exciting, where a hero goes on a big journey and everything turns out alright in the end. Oh, so basically like a shonen manga. Kind of, though there's less of a focus on visual spectacle because of the medium, obviously. I don't get some of what you just said, but I like the passion. Shonen manga is really cool, so adventure books are probably cool too. Alright, and that's the same thing. Say romance. I don't think you'd be interested. A lot of people think it's kind of girly. I don't mind. Girls are cool. Again, read this as it's girly. Girls are cool. Are you hitting on me? Maybe. I don't know. And then if you think like your character is a dude, or just like whatever, it's girly. Girls are cool. But like boys are cool too. Oh, he's so funny. Romance. Romance ain't bad. It's kind of nice when the hero kisses his girlfriend in movies at the end and shit. It's a little more than that. It's like showing people's relationship as it develops. It's an important part of the human condition. This is literally it's romance. Romance is cool. Look, it's totally not weird that they play Otome games, okay? Literally all of us right now. I wouldn't know. I'm very single and it sucks. He glances at you curiously. I love that. I'm single and it sucks. What about you? You cough. Me too, but in theory... fucking adorable. That's actually, I think, my favorite one. But we're gonna go with... Okay, fantasy's our last one, so... Magical kind of things that take place in another world. Our world can be pretty boring most of the time. This seems like it would actually be the best answer, considering... I was thinking maybe when it said action or like adventure, and I was like, well, that's kind of what they're doing. But this, take place in another world because our world's boring. And he's like, I know exactly what you're talking about because I do that all the time. I don't know. Our world can be pretty crazy as well, with all these people going berserk and... You know what he's talking about. You've seen all the conspiracy theories about why people are going crazy and some group out to stop them. That stuff has to have some sort of rational explanation. Things like that just don't happen in reality. Maybe it'd be more exciting if it did. Yeah, it'd be really cool and really freaky. I know you're reading. Okay. Trust him. Okay, this is pretty weird, but you don't seem like a bad person, so... For real? They put the Ryuchi for real in! He says it 700 times in the game. Not a lot of people think that. Feels kind of good when someone says that. Thanks. Why don't people think that? It depends on who you ask. But I'd never hurt you, swear. I believe you. I was just curious. It's nothing. I've just done some stupid shit, but I'm trying to be better now. You're even more curious now, but since he doesn't want to talk about it, you glance at him as the two of you walk side by side up the narrow staircase. Okay. Okay, say goodbye. Well, bye. Later. It was fun hanging with you. As you walk away, you can't help but smile as he enthusiastically waves goodbye while his friend peeks out the door and says something that makes his ears turn red. Even if he does bug you when you're reading, you don't think you really mind. The end. That was everything. We did everything. Did you like that? I liked that. This was good. I enjoyed this greatly. I get minor, like, grammar or typo wordy things, but, like, that's something that, like, once you get past and you're getting further into development, you just have an editor come in and, like, read the lines and be like, it should be this and this and this. You know what I mean? But, like, I like the way it goes. I like it. I had a lot of fun playing this. This is, what, the third part? So, like, it took 3 hours to play this, but definitely, like I said, the link's below. Go check out the page, follow them, support, you know, just so that they continue this, because I'm looking forward and hoping that this actually gets a full release. And if you or someone you know, like I said, is an artist, is a writer, anything like that, they have the links in this, so I would recommend picking up the demo, playing it for yourself, you know, because then you can see at the end the little links to their pages. They probably have it somewhere on the itch.io page. If you go to the creators page, she might have other information there, but you can probably find it that way, to chat them up and everything like that. So, I would say audition, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, Yeah, wow, cool. Well, I hope you had fun. I had a grand old time. I don't know what's coming, not tomorrow, but the day after. This was just a nice little interim. We don't normally play, like, I've only played a couple of demos before because it gets you psyched for a game that then you just are like, but then I can't finish it. But we had some time. I really kind of wanted to check this one out because I fucking love Persona 5. I really do, so. And this was a good time. I had fun. I'm not going to lie. When we first went through and the first route, we doing Akira's route in the sun path, when you just did the letter, I was like, oh. I hate to say I felt a little disappointed. But it wasn't like I'm disappointed in what they put out. I was just disappointed that it ended so soon, that it was so short. I was like, oh. I was hoping for a little more, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that that was actually, like, kind of almost a one-off. I'm curious as to how that route would go, because you're starting to write letters back and forth like you've never met. And all the other ones, it's kind of like, oh, you just accidentally meet the characters, or you go to the same school with them, and then you kind of get to know them. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of like the way the other ones do, so I'm curious how that one's going to work. Like, you're just writing letters back and forth as, like, pen pals. And, you know what I mean? And especially because it seems like in all the other routes, it takes place in the middle, say, of Persona 5. Like, when the things are going on, you kind of meet the characters and stuff. Like, that's what's happening. Like, Akira's already there. The Phantom Thieves kind of exist wherever they are in the path, right? But yet, with Akira's sun route, it's almost like you're calling him Arsene, and you're using your codename of Owl, which could just be like, oh, that's just a fun nickname, and then, you know, I'm assuming that the reason why they give you a persona and a nickname, I mean a codename, is because at some point, like, in the routes, they're anticipating you're gonna become one of the Phantom Thieves. Cool! I fucking love that! Yes! But I'm kind of, so, like, that could be like, oh, well, you know, hey, when we were pen pals, you always used Owl, so let's do that. But he wouldn't have known Arsene was his, like, persona when he wasn't, because, like, we were talking about, oh, you should come visit Tokyo. So it almost makes it sound like it's either after the events when he goes back home, like at the end, or before he ends up in Tokyo. You know what I mean? Like, we have a pen pal, maybe as a school project, and then, like, we're writing to him, you know, and then he shows up, then he does whatever he does, you know what I mean? Like, ends up here on probation, whatever. So I'm just kind of curious how that one's going to work out, but anyway, yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I'm really glad that, you know, we got to see more of it in the different routes, and yeah, I mean, and like the drastic difference in Akechi's routes was kind of interesting too. I like that. But yeah, so anyway, I will see you guys around in other things. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember to go check out the game. I will put the link down below. You can go check out the demo, check out the page, all that stuff like that. So, yeah, remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.